Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I'm the Humble Gamer. This is some more of my career on the West Highland extension. I don't know what the Jazz Has was for. This time we're going to the aluminium smelter, but I'm hopefully I've paused it in enough time for us to get the first message. That did not happen. So go via the aluminium smelter. Cool. Presumably I need to contact
2278 Seymour Bannerby.
the Bannerby folks.
2278 request to enter the system.
2278 press receive to accept test token. Over.
2278.
I don't actually think about it. I don't think I need to do this because we're going to.
2278 press send to enter system. Over.
We're not going on the actual Fort Mallaig line. Fort William to Mallaig. But either way, we are collecting. It's Fort William to Moss End rail freight services. So I need to go to the aluminium smelter reserves. Reverse, sorry, not reserves. I'm losing it. It is 1:10 in the morning. This is what I get for recording late at night. Could have gone to bed, did I? No. I'd really like to find out what the last message was, because that disappeared very, very quickly. But I'm guessing I still can't go past danger, so let's just check. Right, once he gets past the station approach, I'm probably good to go. Ah, okay, I'm now good to go. So, yeah. So we're in class 37 again, because that's what you drive on the Fort William to Mallaig line. And as per, because it's a career, we are staying inside the cab. I'm trying to keep my points total down here below my face, as high, well, opposite my face actually, sort of down there, bottom left corner. Trying to keep that up as high as possible. But that is not the main aim. And this is the next hardest. It's not the easiest scenario, because I know we said we'd be doing them in order of ease. The easiest scenario is part 2 of a thing, so it's part of a two-part, it's the second part of a two-part, so obviously I'm not going to do that out of sequence. So yes, we are collecting stuff from the aluminium smelter and going down to Spean Bridge, which I believe is the station down here, yes. So we're not touching the Fort William to Mallaig line at all. We're not actually going on the West Highland line at all. Right, so I've still got a signal ahead of me at danger, but that's... Is it this signal directly ahead of me at danger? No, my line is clear here, which is good. So, but yeah, this is a bit of shunting, bit of freight work. I think the next easiest scenario after this, not kind of the two-parter, is it's a Jacobite run. And again, that's just a long passenger train, so I'm going to leave that till a bit later, I think. I'm going to get some goods work going, or at least with some more operational interest, because, you know, end to end is fun, but if all I do in this career is end to end, mind you, that being said, this route is what it is, you know. but yeah, so I think we're now pretty clear to go all the way down to the aluminium smelter reverse. I'm going to double check, but I'm going to assume that I'm not setting my own no, I'm not setting my own route. It seems to be all automatic, which is good. I am glad of that, because that would have been an extra little annoyance, which would no doubt have caused me to fail in terms of a score. The render distance is seeming to have an issue with that mountain. It looks very unrendered, but then there we go. If the worst problem I have in this scenario is a slightly poorly rendered mountain, then I think I'll have done pretty well, all things considered. Assuming I'm clear, yes I am. So I have to go via the smelter reverse and stop at the stop board, which makes sense when you think about it. Okay, so that'll do for that. We've got enough pace on now, we don't need to... The idea is not to, despite that they just went probably just past underneath my face, that because obviously they've got to have non-branded names. They've got an Argos shop, but because it's set in Scotland, they called it Angus. Same font and everything. It was very, very funny. Amused me. Anyway, yeah. So I'm now entering the aluminium smelter reverse. Driver, please slow down. You're about to enter the smelter complex. Please prepare to take the diverging route and stop at the stop board ahead. I will. I will do all of those things. Turn the windscreen wipers off. It's a sunny autumnal day. There we go. I will now take the diverging route and stop at the stop board. My back end has cleared the main line. I think I probably have. Right, now what? I've stopped at the stop board. Now what? I'm awaiting instructions. Do I wish to proceed to smelter head shunt? Hooray. Again, I'm assuming that is where I'm going, yes. Out of the way. Okay, so now we're entering a goods yard, which I haven't done. I don't think I've ever done a goods yard properly. China clay. Soda China clay, I suppose. Well, that was a good yard I made. So to suggest that it's a realistic goods yard is perhaps would perhaps be a bit of a stretch. By all accounts, it should only be sort of like a half-hour scenario, so this should be hopefully a nice short evening's watch for you all. Basically 10 mph. Let's have a look. It's not a bad place to have an aluminium smelter, is it? Right at the base of a mountain. Right at the base of a mountain. Another reason I based the Peel Godred diesel and electric oil is because they've actually also got an aluminium smelter at the end of their route. Which is pretty cool, and I should probably be using some of the assets you see here to make it happen. Probably. Stop speeding. Had a score in the 200s, now I'm only 197. So stop in the head shunt, which I will do, and then presumably pick up those wagons we've just driven past, pilot them backwards onto the main line, and then go forwards to Spean Bridge. That would be my guess as to what's going on. Obviously, you've seen I've had it open. I haven't read it. Haven't read it before time. So, now this next one is not an automatic one. Make sure I'm clear of the siding junction, which I am. And then pause, and I am presuming that I'm going to have to just I'm just guessing that's what I'm doing. Timeless bonus. Well, I'm going to set up my route as if that is what I'm doing. Please change and proceed to collect the empty PCA wagon, set the manual points before moving off. Okay, change ends. That I can do. So I'm now going forwards. Oh, got to change ends as well. Ooh. Okay, now this is another thing that I can occasionally struggle with. Correctly buffering up to static stock without, you know, sort of thumping it off the rails. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. That's what that guy's saying. Not that I could hear him in the cab of this thing, but I reckon that little bit of thrust is enough to get us up there. Giggity. Yes. So now, contact the signaller.
Signal Bumblebee, over.
2278 signaller Bumblebee. State your message. Over.
2278, requesting token to proceed. Over.
2278, press receive to accept token. Over.
Hitting receive. What's this token going to be? Fort William Spean Bridge. Cool.
To Spean Bridge. Section token on display. Over.
2278, Fort William to Spean Bridge. Section token confirmed. You have permission to depart Fort William and proceed to the DSB at Spean Bridge. Over.
2278, understand I have permission to depart Fort William and proceed to the DSB at Spean Bridge. Out.
Okay, so now we can move off by pushing these onto the main line, stopping at the aluminium smelter reverse, and then legging it to Spean Bridge, and that'll be the end of this short but actually quite engaging little scenario. And it means we get to do a bit of route we haven't done before. So, and again, I don't think I've ever driven this bit, even in a quick drive on my own, so no, it'll be nice, and we don't have to get out in the rain. This is a nice little scenario, this. I do enjoy. I know that you tend to see me on this channel, you tend to see me pulling passenger trains with very little operational side of things, but I do actually enjoy a good shunt. And I like the fact that freight trains sort of get on with their business, sort of quietly in the background while the passenger trains rush around, get all the glory sort of situation. Oh, excusez-moi. Right, so now we are heading on to the reverse. So I wonder if the signalling, because just thinking of the Fort William to Helensburgh bit of the route, which I don't currently own, but it's sort of probably my next in line. If there's a steam sale and it's on for like a fiver or something. Does that then also have... Is that also up to Helensburgh? Is that this sort of same system? And then it goes back to National Network signalling? Or does it stop at Spean Bridge? Is Spean Bridge sort of like, once you've gone past Spean Bridge, that's it? You're out of the signalling system and you're just onto your average normal signalling then? If anyone knows, let me know. I won't know until months after I've recorded this. This will be out. I think this is coming out in March. Depends on when other pre-records are finished. Okay, so I'm going to swap now into the other end, and I'm just going to it's Radio Total working up to Spean Bridge. I wonder what the situation is. Sort of after Spean Bridge. That's what I'm interested in. So if anyone knows, let me know. We're keeping good time. I think this is going to be another successful scenario score-wise. Please go into the front cab. If the line ahead is clear, proceed towards Spean Bridge. If the line ahead isn't clear, then we have trouble because it's a single-track line. And if it isn't clear, then something is coming straight at me, and we're having a Percy and the Express sort of scenario. And I'm going to have to leg it back to Fort William. Fortunately, the line ahead is clear and I can go. So, heading towards Spean Bridge platform 2. And 7 miles? 7 miles? Bullshit is this? Let's go up to 4, get my head in because it's I will keep my head out because I haven't swapped ends properly, and so now the loco's confused. But either way, the point is I am propelling everything I need to do towards Spean Bridge platform 2, and that's all I'm asked to do. Know that I'm clear of the station boundary. I should have seen. I saw that sign Didn't register in my head, I had to wait until I was prompted, that's frustrating. And we are now heading south. Vaguely. Well, northish, but south mostly. Well, this is the route that goes south. Oh, we're going up a hill, that's why I had to put quite so much extra power into this. Okay, cool. So say we're about 15 minutes away. Let's have a look, because it said this would be a half hour. So yeah, no, yeah, that's probably about right, given the time prior to recording. So I'm just looking at my timers, etc. So after this, I'm having a bite to eat, then we're going to bed. Oh, bloody hell, my throat did not want to work at any point in either of those attempts. Also, I wonder at what point it becomes a single track line between Glasgow and Fort William. Because I know that my Glasgow to Fort William route in Railway Empire was single track, I think. From Glasgow all the way up, I'd have to do. Yeah, no, it was single track all the way up. No, it wasn't. It was double track, apart from one single track section. Because of terrain, but I think I tried to keep it double track as much as I could. If you haven't checked that out, check it out in the description. Down below, the Railway Empire Season 1, the London Railway. There will be a Season 2 in America coming. It'll be a lot longer of a season. I wonder if I can swap. No, I can't. I have to be stopped to swap them, that's fine. That's not a problem, so I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that I'm going in reverse for much of this trip. It's only another 5.5 miles to Spean Bridge though, so it's quite a nice picturesque bit of route as well, going in from the coast. Obviously mountains in distance. Less locky, more countryside-y this, but I like it. The good thing about diesels is because of the way, because they're designed to have two cabs, they run the same backwards as forwards. So at least I'm not going to lose any time. But again, it's saying we're going to be at Spean Bridge in 10 minutes. It's saying we're going to be early. The timetabling on these routes is very generous. I suspect when I get to larger routes, the timetabling is going to be a bit tighter, a bit stricter. So my bonuses will be a lot lower. A score of 689 so far. If we can keep ahead of time, that's going to rocket up. We won't hit 1,000 in this one, but I think we might hit 800, certainly 700. Oh, I like this part of it. Oh, there's a stag. There's a couple of stags. Hey, stags. Which reminds me, I'm getting married this year. Any excuse? At time of recording, I have no idea what my stag is going to be because, of course, COVID-19. I'm recording this in January, so I don't know how much before you see it that is. But I would imagine it's at least 2 months, if not before. So things might have changed. Future me, comment below and tell me what I missed. Tell me what the situation is regarding your stag do. You might even know. I doubt it. This is a nice bit of route. This is a very nice bit of route. I'm enjoying it. Different feel, a bit more woodland, a bit less fir tree, a bit more deciduous in this bit as well. But again, still good inspiration for the Earl Godred diesel and electric railway, the Pug. On Sodor. Again, check out Sodor snippets in the description below. Yeah. 1 in 80. Oh, no, don't come out the cab. Don't come out of the cab. 1 in 80, and with this particular load, I'm struggling. Nah, it's levelling out a bit now, so we can get back up to 40. Mind you, we're still arriving just pretty much exactly 2 minutes early, which is good. It's very, very good, that. It's good for my scores, it's good for my overall rating on the game, and it's good for other traffic. It means I'm not holding up any passengers. Actually, that being said, I'm a freight train. I'm more important to the railways than passengers. And that's not a slap, that's not a dig at railway companies. Freight makes them more money, or certainly it used to. Nowadays, not so much. But freight was always the priority. You'd often see, unless it was a prestige express, you'd certainly see passenger trains shunted into sidings to let express freight pass. Things like parcels, perishables, that sort of thing, newspapers, they would fly up the line. Far more important than commuter traffic. But actually, a lot of the railways thought passengers got in the way, because we just didn't make them as much money, because they had to provide us with heating, with food, with drinks, with refreshments, and spend time cleaning the passenger coaches. Whereas for freight, you just stick it in a truck and it goes. It's all profit. And obviously things like perishables that were quick, that had a a sell-by date that were perishable. They paid premiums to get things moved quickly. So the railways made a hell of a lot of money out of freight. Oh, we've got 2 miles. I'll probably slow completely. Turn the headlights on, which I should have had at the start. Oh, this is very... This is going to sound like a dumb thing to say, because of course it's going to, because it's set in Scotland, but they've made the computer simulation of it feels Scottish. It feels very Scottish. I've been through scenery like this when I used to go on holiday to my uncles. We used to go up to Edinburgh, that sort of area, and I've driven through scenery like this. Well, I've been driven. I didn't drive at the time, and I've travelled through scenery like this by using my legs. I don't want to say the W word because the dog is still, as far as I'm aware, awake. And it's gorgeous up there. I would recommend to anybody that hasn't been, go to Scotland. It's a gorgeous country. Particularly, I mean, all of it's gorgeous, but the further away from England you get, the more gorgeous it gets. I mean, some might argue that's true for the world in general, but that being said, there are some gorgeous bits of England as well. There are gorgeous places all over the world. Right, Spean Bridge is less than a mile away, so I think it's time for the first application of the brake. And then we shall call this that. And put another part of my train sim career in the books. Particularly my fledgling career on the West Coast. No, West Highland extension, not the West Coast. The West Coast main line is Glasgow to Carlisle, which I might well do as my next route, just to move geographically down. Obviously, like I said in the first video, if there's any routes you specifically want me to do, let me know in the comments. If I have them, I will do them. If I don't have them, I will endeavour to get them at some point and do them. But unless there's an overwhelming majority of people who want to see me do a specific route, I'll probably do the West Coast main line, Glasgow to Carlisle next, and just work my way south. Through all the career modes. And we'll go off again with the throttle. Excuse me. It is now 20 to 2. I have every right to yawn. Now we apply the brake. There is another train. It is another 37. I did wonder if they might have borrowed. Yes, I know I'm speeding. Settle your horses, calm thyself. Thing is, doesn't, in terms of my score, doesn't overly matter because I'm 4 minutes early. So while in terms of legality and driver career it matters, I wasn't speeding by much for very long. But, another freight train. Here we are, Spean Bridge, platform 2. Passengers waiting at Spean Bridge for a passenger train and nothing. It is another token-based system by the looks of things. There we go, I'm pretty happy with that. And then presumably from there you go, portal south. So you just go south from there. So yeah, we've done it again. Successfully delivered my cargo. I can now, well done, another crew will take over for the journey south. So 895 final score, not too bad. So thank you ever so much for watching. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Check out the game in the description below. Check out this is obviously the West Highland extension is an add-on, doesn't come with Train Sim, but most of you watching this will know that. But check out Train Sim in the description below. Check out my Sodor Snippets playlist in the description below. Check out my Train Sim Workshop playlist in the description below. Check out my Railway Empire Season 1 playlist in the description below. Check out the annotations on the screen you're about to see. Thank you ever so much for watching. I'm really enjoying this. I hope you guys are enjoying a more Let's Play to Train Sim, and we shall carry on doing it. So, like I said, thank you ever so much for watching. That was me. That was the West Highland extension on Train Sim. See you in the next episode, guys. Goodbye. A mile below summit, the line runs along a rocky ridge. Always there is wind. Sometimes it is gentle. At other times, it is fierce and very dangerous. Then, all passenger trains stop at Devil's Back Station. But whatever the weather, stores trains and rescue trains must get through. And that's what we're about to go up. Fortunately, we've got good weather. And also, fortunately, Train Sim doesn't tend to put too much effect of the weather